What's up, guys? Welcome back. We got a big video today. We have an intake there for that lovely little car right there. The stock intake isn't too bad on it, but you don't quite get as much induction noise as I'd like. So, get a little bit of a sound clip of just like the stock intake real quick. Just a little. Not very swooshy. So we're gonna pull her into the garage a little bit. Okay, so step one is to take the old intake out. Show. And to do that, we do have to take the cover off. Right here. This, go bye-bye. And it's really easy, you just go, voila. You have to take off the strut tower brace first, then you can take off the engine cover, and then you can start taking off the hoses. So this hose here, this hose right here, that gray clip has to rotate away from you this way. So if you push in on that black tube there, it makes it a little easier to pop it out. So we got the top clasp off here, and now we're just gonna take off the box. This bit here. Okay, so you got a bolt here you gotta take out, and then you gotta kind of wiggle it and finagle it around. There's this little, I don't know, induction thingy, and you kind of gotta just pop it out of there. Okay, so the first step is to put in this little jobby here. Gonna go in here, kind of like that. This hole has to go for that one right there. This little support jobby right here is gonna fit onto, I don't know. I'll let you know here in a minute when I figure it out. Quick note here. Bolt goes here. Bolt. This one needs to be loosened a little bit. That's what this slips around. That slides over that. So we're going to loosen that up real quick. Okay. So, one of the ears fits around the radiator shroud. One of them goes down to brake booster bracket down there, somewhere in that region. The other one goes right there. Now you do have to bend it a little bit. It's kind of flexible, so it fits it a little bit better. What's up, guys? All right, so it's been a minute. Parts weren't quite fitting like I expected them to. So this elbow here, you can kind of see, it's really cinched down into a really small hole that's not quite the size it needs to be. This one over here is bent a little bit, cockeyed a little more than it should be. Just not the best fit and finish. This was a really tight fit, surprisingly. I figured they'd make that a little bit more spacious, but I mean, that filter is like, there's no space there. And getting that in there, you had to like finagle it that way. Weird. But just a quick overview. I didn't put the weather stripping up here because I wasn't sure if I was going to keep it. I think I am, though. There's a couple things that you need to know before you buy this. I honestly wouldn't recommend that you buy it. Jeez. Sorry. Not very easy to record with this thing. The first thing is just the price. 140 bucks. You're better off just saving your money and getting something a little nicer. Something with a little bit less universal mind to it, and something that's more specific to your car. So like for this one, you know, there's this here, which it's a resonator hose, but I'm not quite sure what its purpose is. They want you to take that out, which, you know, not a big deal. But if you look behind here, that little spot there, that is for something that doesn't come on manual cars. Also note that the finish comes off very easily, apparently. I am going to keep the kit, but I don't know if I would recommend it. It's just a little bit hard to put in. There's just stuff that's a little bit finicky. One thing I will say is this right here The heat shield came a little bit bent. Some of the ears on it that slip around were a little bent up. Just not the best taken care of. It didn't seem like in shipping. And then, like I said, that hole was just too small. Like probably about a 1/2 inch too small in diameter. Coming around this side, if you look down here, there's a gap. Which, if I had thought about this before I put all of it in, I would put weather stripping in here. Which, if you do end up doing this, put some of the weather stripping they give you just down in that crack to insulate it a little better. You won't be able to get it perfect because there's a hole right here for the brake hoses, for the brake lines. But yeah, just not the best fit and finish of a kit overall. But I'm going to go ahead and put the weather stripping on here to get it all sealed up on the top, like so. Make sure we get the coldest of cold air. As far as sound and performance goes, I didn't notice a difference in performance, but, you know, it is what it is. The sound, you can hear it. You can hear it. Once I get an exhaust, I won't be able to hear it. I guarantee that. It's really quiet, but it's just kind of a whistling noise, which I like. Maybe not for you. But I will say, taking this resonator hose off does seem to affect the volume of the engine a little bit. I think I read something that was saying, you know, it kind of quiets the engine down. I'm not sure how they do that, but it pulls a vacuum on something somewhere. Because if you look back here and follow this hose, it just goes into like the car. Like that's straight into the cabin. Which I don't know how that would affect it. I don't know what that does, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, just be sure, you know, be sure to put that in. That's very important. That will throw you all kinds of codes if you don't. And you're going to have to tighten down these bolts really tight if you do decide to do something like that. But yeah, let's get some weather stripping on here. Okay guys, so they send you some of this with it, which is just like a rubber sealing kind of thing. And what you're just going to do with it is slip it over the edge like this. And when I said you should use some of it down here earlier, I don't know that they give you enough for that. So you just kind of take it and shove it on there. And there's a little slit in the bottom there. I don't know if you can see that. I can't see. I don't have a viewfinder. If you just kind of shove that down along the edges, then you should be in business. But it's just going to be a little bit of a tight fit. That's how you want it. You want it to seal up nicely. So, but yeah, you'll be able to tell when it goes on. There's a pretty noticeable difference. I think I've got that pretty well lined up. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys see this here. Okay, so I've got it stuck on there pretty well. This part, I've had 2 intakes with this kind of heat shield on it. This part always looks bad, and there's really not much you can do about it. You could take a knife and kind of cut some like triangles in there, and that would probably fix that. I'm not worried about it though, because it really doesn't affect it that much. Now this bit over here, you'll probably want to do that before, but I am not taking this thing back out. So you guys get to learn from my mistakes. But yeah, we're just gonna try and finagle that in there. But you guys don't need to see that. You guys don't need to see me struggling for 20 minutes on a piece of weather stripping that's that long. So I'm going to turn this off now. All in all, that's our performance. Cold air intake, 140 bucks off of American Muscle. Don't know that I would recommend it. If you're on like a super tight budget, yeah, sure. I mean, it's a cold air intake. That's what you get. But you could definitely do better for not much more. A couple little spoilers for you. So, on my last car, I don't know when I'm going to release a video about an update about what happened with that and why I have this one. I don't know. Maybe you already saw that. I had put an exhaust intake, coilovers, and yeah, a couple other knickknacks here and there. But the coilovers are coming back. I'm going to slap them on this baby because that is way too much wheel gap. That's like a gap and a half of wheel. So we're going to cut that down to like that much because when you live with a gravel driveway, what's not to love about a lowered car? Yeah, we'll get that. And the next thing for this car is going to be an exhaust. I'm thinking Borla. Definitely a catback because The difference between the cat back and axle back is like 600 bucks, which sounds like a lot, but when the entire kit is like 1200 versus 1800, 600 bucks ain't much. And you're getting a whole bunch of piping from it too. So I see it as a win. But yeah, that being said, a lot to come in the future. It's going to be great. You guys should stay tuned, subscribe, all that jazz, like I said. Yeah. See y'all in the next one.